and Jesper's got the footage. The wind blows, the entire rack, like that one over there, the whole rack is in the fucking water moving down current. So Nico and Luke immediately dive on their bellies and they're fishing the clothes out of the shit, throwing it back. I'm catching it in the air. They're throwing all these wet sweaters and polos and quarter zips and hats and shit. It's drifting down the fucking river. That's the first project he worked on as a styling, photo shoot producer, etc. And like I said, Jesper has the footage, so I'll try to get the footage and we could cut the footage in of Luke hitting the belly. He hit the belly and was fishing that shit out. Nico and Luke's face, they look like they saw a fucking ghost. Like the first day doing the shoot, steamed it till 2 a.m. and then as soon as we pull up 5 minutes before the shoot starts, this shit is swimming down river. A whole collection.
You just jumped straight into the water?
No, he hit his belly on the deck and was laying on the dock, fucking flinging the shit out of the water as fast as he could.
I really thought I was about to have to just straight dive in, though.
Me too. I thought you were going in for sure.
Damn, bro.
Jesper was dying.
Everybody, welcome back to the Part 3 podcast. I am one of your 3 hosts, Stephen Malbon. We got my man J.R. Smith calling in live from Florida. He's dealing with some finals and some school things, and of course, Ben Baller. Also, young Luke, the one and only Luke Garner from Malbon Golf.
I am your father. How many times have you heard that joke, Luke?
Oh, way too many. Way too many. Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here. It's incredible to be in a room with some legends like these guys. So,
young Luke, did you watch the Masters?
Absolutely.
And what happened?
I was in the office over here. I got like 3 screens up going. I didn't get any work done that Friday, but
what's your take on it?
It was solid. I fuck with John Rahm. I think I was hoping he was going to stumble a bit down that back 9, give Mickelson a chance. But dude, he's one of the most clutch players in the game right now. So,
what'd you think about a Cantlay taking forever?
Dog. I don't know. People make a big deal about all that stuff, but it's like there's too many players doing that. It's like at the end of the day, like you just got to hit the ball.
But it's still like they're putting for millions. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Luke, let me ask you a question, though. If that tree that fell on 17 fell on you, man, what would you do?
Dog, I don't know. That's crazy. That was nuts seeing that.
Yeah, right?
That was nuts.
Out of nowhere.
Yo, I'd have been diving under that tree like, yo, give me free Masters tickets for life, baby.
Oh, you would have got a membership to Augusta.
I was about to say, you need a membership for that.
Yes, sir.
And JR, what's going on down there?
Man, getting ready for these finals, working on this I'm working on this paper for mass incarceration for one of my liberal studies classes, and it's killing me right now. But it's going to be good, Good old finals, 15, 18 pages.
No big deal.
I love it.
No big
what
deal.
about what about your docu-series? You're a legend.
Oh, man, appreciate it. Yeah, it dropped not too long ago. Was it April 4th? Yeah, Redefined came out on Amazon Prime, so I haven't seen it, so I take y'all word for it. It's good. So
congrats, man! It was an amazing show, bro. It gave me different insight in you, for real, man.
Appreciate it, man. That's part of being redefined. You want to give people who've never really, for me anyway, people who've never really got an opportunity to know me other than headlines or articles or what somebody else said, and finally being able to do it in my own way and tell people who I really am and shit like that. I think it's dope. So for me, that's the only reason why I haven't watched it, because it's about me. So what do I need to watch it for? I was there when we were shooting it, and I already know, you know what I mean? So.
And you've been doing a lot of press and running around and all that?
No, fortunately, I'm done now. All the press and all that shit is over with. But it was a little hectic. So unfortunately, COVID made everything, obviously we can sit here and do this remote now. So it made it so much easier doing interviews and stuff like that, but it was a lot lined up.
Have your daughters watched it yet?
Yeah, they love it. They
Oh,
love it. Of course, their
nice.
favorite episode is the last one, I think, because they're in it, and that's
Yeah.
like the finishing. So, but it's dope to see them like really interact and even find out things about me that they didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, in one of my daughters, Peyton, because she has ADHD too, and she's looking at me like, "Daddy, you really, you suffer from the same thing I have." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been trying to tell you and like explain to you," but now she gets to see it on this type of magnitude. So she really now it's like real to her, because especially little girls. I mean, they're with your kids, the dad is always going to be like Superman. So nothing is like, nothing is wrong with them. They can do and be anything. You know what I'm saying? So for my kids to see, me being vulnerable in that state and talking about, my education, I think it was, very important for them and for my parents too. It was dope.
No, man, it's always good to be a hero. And funny, we're all fathers, so it's amazing, like that feeling to be a hero to your kids, or that they could see you on a bigger platform, bigger stage, whatever. So
I like that when you were saying that when your pops was teaching your daughters how to shoot, she hit the rim or something, and he said that doesn't count. Yeah. That he gave me a little idea of where swish came from.
That's exactly how it started. That's how it started, because every time we used to have shooting drills and stuff in the backyard, he used to put me through so many different things, and every time I shot, he's like, if it touched the rim, it don't count. So I had to literally learn how to shoot it with a certain type of art to make it go swish every time. And then when I got to Denver, that's really Chucky Atkins essentially named me Swish, because I would still do those drills in practice.
And I saw you in the first episode when you were walking on campus, and you were walking around like, "Yo, nice to meet you. I'm Swish. Yo, what up? I'm Swish." These motherfuckers, they're like, "We know who the hell you are."
Yo, it's crazy because it's like I don't know how to like not. I don't know. I guess it's kind of unnormal to just somebody introduce themselves to you and then you don't introduce yourself back. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, something I've
actually been around people who don't like Bieber, like Drake, don't really say like, "Hey, I'm Drake," whatever. They just don't say who they are. It's funny, but I feel what you're saying.
I'll tell you a good one with Bieber. So when we had the Fairfax store, Bieber would come through and hit balls. And so Remington at the time, it was right when like Sorry came out, that whole album, and it was like a kid-safe album. So we used to play it a lot in the car. Remy loved Justin Bieber. So Remy's in the simulator hitting balls. Justin comes in. "Yo, is it okay if I hit balls?" It's like, dude, obviously, go ahead, go in. But my 5-year-old's in there. He's gonna hit with you. "Oh, it's fine." So then he walks in. He's like, "Hi, I'm Justin." It's like, "Hey, I'm Remy." And so then they, "How far do you hit your 7-iron?" So they immediately just become little golf buddies, and they hit balls in there the whole time. And then Justin dips, and then Remy comes out, and I said, "Yo, Remy, it's pretty cool. You're hitting balls with Justin Bieber." He's like, "That was Justin Bieber?" He didn't even know. Oh, Justin.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope, man.
All right, JR. So like, you're a world champion, NBA player, got drafted out of high school, 18, famous, professional athlete. You reach the apex of the mountain, then you go back to college, right? You're playing golf. Was there any like negative feedback of you going back into college and then obviously not playing ball, but playing golf that you heard? And how did you deal with it?
I mean, yeah, I heard a ton of it. It's crazy. Literally, I heard a ton of it. And it didn't really make sense to me, and it still doesn't. But like, even when like people would come, I never really understood retractions. Like when people come back and after they said some bullshit, and when they, especially on TV or something like that, and then when I see you, then you be like, "Oh nah, man, I didn't mean it like that." Da, 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 da. Your retraction doesn't really mean shit, because you just told millions of people that pretty much I ain't shit, or whatever I'm got going on, it doesn't mean nothing. So that shit really irks me. But honestly, I'm so used to it now. It's just literally one more thing. Honestly, like I'm used to it with so much different shit. It's just what else is new?
I mean, like though on campus though, did you ever hear like any like chit chatter from people on like the fuck's
Oh no, on campus everything was cool. I heard some little things about my teammates in the beginning, but they kind of got over it. But Nah, for the most part, everything has been straight. I think I don't know if one of the coaches is too fond of me, but that's anywhere, I guess. You don't really always agree with people you work with. So fortunately, I've been in environments where I've learned how to deal with certain people. And me blocking it out and not really trying to give it too much heat is better for me and them.
Right, but you know what? Actually, I wanted to ask you too. Was University of North Carolina AT? Was that your first choice for college?
No, my first choice was Chapel Hill, UNC. That's when I was coming out of high school. But the way I picked my school, it was at first I wasn't really focused on golf. I was just trying to figure out who had the best liberal studies program amongst the HBCUs because I wanted to study African American history. And when it was like there, and I want to say like Florida A&M was like the two who had one of the best liberal studies programs, and I just decided on North Carolina because it's just like everywhere I turned, North Carolina kept coming up for me in my life. Like I used to go to Carolina as a kid, playing high school tournaments. Just so happened I wanted to go to Chapel Hill, and I got family in Carolina. Chris Paul and his family's from Carolina, so I had so many ties there. It was just like it made sense.
The golf's pretty good in Carolina too.
The golf is amazing in Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And then like, I mean, I love Florida because obviously I live in Florida or whatever, but to be here in the summertime when it's muggy and going crazy, like I'd rather be in North Carolina. Now when winter time comes, I'll go to Florida.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, bro.
You like an old retired golfer already.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm so set in my golf ways, bro. I was telling one of my boys the other day, he was telling me how he got hurt playing tennis or playing pickleball or something. He like kind of like pulled his groin or whatever, and now he can't play golf. And he's like, yeah, man, I can't wait to get back out there. I'm like, bro, if I was you, I would damn near shoot myself. If I got hurt doing something else and I can't play golf, bro, I'm miserable.
Oh,
There's no
man.
way.
Dude, I got my right arm, my right elbow's fucked up, and I haven't been able to play for a few weeks. So like I was like laying in bed at night like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? I don't even fucking smoke weed anymore. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I can't golf. And then God like whispered, he said, basically you could design and you can putt. So I've been putting like 2 or 3 hours every day. I've never practiced putting in my life. I've been playing golf since I was 12 years old. I'm 47 years old. The most I ever practiced putting was like I go to a golf course and then I putt maybe about 10 putts and then go tee off and then miss putts all fucking day. And why can't I make putts? Why can't I make putts? But now I don't have any other choice. And I'm literally like, I've found I'm in love with like puring a putt. Where like I used to be in love with puring a wedge or an iron or a driver or whatever the fucking I would fiend to just hit like a pure iron or whatever. But now I'm down where I could just like putt 4-foot putts and like I don't even care if I make it or not. I just want that feeling of perfection when I like pure the putt and it hits it. And you know, like they say, like you're supposed to hit your clubs in the sweet spot or on the screws or whatever, but like you can actually pure the putter, which I'm learning. Like I can hit it perfectly, and then it's like, but you can't. It's not like you could do it every single time. So the more you practice at it, etc. But I can't wait to be healed up, and when I go back, it's over now.
Wait, so when's the last time you played a putt?
I'm gonna be scared of you on the greens.
I haven't played in like 2 weeks.
Shit.
Ain't no
And
way.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Bro. No
2
way.
weeks a long time, bro.
Yeah, it's
For
a
sure.
lot, dude.
You know what I'm going through right now, bro, and it's barely been like, well, no, we're going at 10 days, and I haven't thought about it as much, but damn.
But it's weird. Just like golf is one of those things. Like I'm not like missing playing or something because I can just go putt. Like I want to go putt right now. It's like I'm such an addictive personality, and it's like it's not all good being an addict, but it's not all bad either. So like I'm completely addicted to putting, if you could believe such a thing. So
I do for sure.
whenever the day comes where I'm playing again, I can't wait. I'm even going out when people will play, and I'll just drop the ball on the green and try to make putts.
I ain't mad
Bro,
at
I
that.
got a new putter. I love this thing. When I tell you, I feel like more like, and I feel like how you probably feel right now. There's no better feeling confident walking to the green with a putter in your
Oh,
hand.
yeah.
Like regardless of if I got an 8-footer or 10-footer, whether it slopes left or right, uphill, downhill, and I feel confident with that putter, like there's no better feeling.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah,
What
I fuck-
putter?
yeah,
What
I'm
putter
lost
is
one.
it?
I got the LA Golf Bel Air putter.
The blade.
Yeah, it's so good. I ordered 2 of them.
Really?
Jesus.
I'm waiting on mine.
I
I'm
got
about to
one
just
just
buy
for my
one.
jersey bag and then for my travel bag.
I'm even doing that with the putting. Like I'll go to the putting green and I'm bringing out gadgets and shit, training aids and all that. But I'll bring like 4 putters with me. Like normally it's just like I'm not changing putters. Like I might not be putting good, but I'm always scared to change putters because I'm more convenient with one. But now I'm out here with 4 putters and I'm like actually trying to see which one, like, I don't know. I'm just doing shit now because I can't play where like I've never done that in my entire life. Like I'm going to go putt 20 minutes with this putter, 20 minutes with this one, 20 minutes with this and see which one I'm better at. Like normally it's just like, just give me the putter. I'm either going to make the putter or I'm not.
I mean, right now, are you more a mallet or more a blade putter, dude?
I'm using this putter right now that I like a lot. It's a lab putter. And so basically, you know how you can hold the putter on your finger like that? And some putters, the toe goes down. Some putters stay flat. And some putters, the toe goes up. So if the toe of the putter goes down or stays flat, from what I'm learning, you're supposed to hit the ball. You're supposed to putt more with like a arch. If the toe goes up, you have to putt dead straight back and straight through. So I'm putting with this lab putter, which is like the one Adam Scott was using in the Masters. He had like a blue one, but I'm using that one. The toe goes up when it hangs. The balance point, the toe goes up. So that one's made to just go straight back and straight through. And so that's the one I'm putting with the best right now. And it's a mallet. And then they say there's people's eyes that are like, even all the way techie down to like the shaft and how it hits the putter, like that the putter that goes down and then turns and goes back, like the Scotty Cameron or the Answer or whatever. That one, you have to be like more strong in your left eye than your right eye. And there's just like such a techie thing. I think one of these famous golfers from the old days, they said that like golf is one sport and putting is another sport. Like it's a whole nother sport, putting.
Sure.
Bro, I didn't even know
That
you could
makes
compress
sense.
your putts. When I started doing that, that changed everything too.
There's all of it.
Yeah.
Some techie shit, putting. So, wow.
Crazy.
What do you play with? What are you putting with?
Right now, I got a TaylorMade like a Spider EX, the big mallet.
Yeah.
I've always prefer blades, just I think they look better, but I've always putted better with mallets. So.
We were playing in a Sabonic in the Hamptons, so we were out there for a tournament in Montauk, and afterwards we went and he was my partner, and we were playing in a money game with these 2 members, first me and him, and we were getting beat. On the front, they were beating us, and then I remember he had told me, he said, I put this new putter back in the bag. You know, this is my old putter, but I put it in the bag, da-da-da-da-da. And then he had like a 6-foot putt on like 14, pressing the bets, et cetera. I said, Luke, just remember why you put that motherfucker in the bag. Just remember why you put it in the bag. And then he drained it. No big deal. We came back on him. That was brilliant.
Yeah. You know
Didn't
what,
we
though?
birdie 18?
Yeah.
And won?
We've had a few good ones.
I mean, I asked Trotty, I was like, yo, man, so what should I stay with? Because my first collab with TaylorMade was a putter, it's a blade. And I was like, man, I ain't doing no damn mallet, man, or whatever. I sank way more putts with the mallet. And so
the Spider.
out of anything, I never really understood what forgiving really meant. I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Like when they say forgiving, more forgiveness on a driver, no, I'm still gonna slice it. The fuck you talking about? How much? Okay, I'm slicing. I mean, no, it's just as bad as bad. I don't really think about it like that. But I did notice on a mallet, it is definitely more forgiving. I'm not gonna have it. You know, of course, you could shape your shot more with the blade putter. But I'm using a blade now. And I'm definitely putting better because I learned how to. But I know when I hit with mallet, I feel like I have less things to think about. It does go right.
Those you get 8 feet and in with a mallet. I just feel like you have so much more. Me at least, just have so much more confidence. Heavier, just like a little heavier head, shit like that.
What grip you rocking? Left hand low?
Yeah, I've been left hand low like ever since. I mean, the first golf lesson I ever had, the guy that kind of coached me up a little bit through high school, he had me try out left hand low, and I've been doing that ever since.
JR, the first time I played with you was in Jersey with that kit joint. And I'll never forget it when he putts. JR putts, he did like this and putts. And he keeps his head there, I don't know, for some long ass time before you'll then turn and look at it, right? So then I was thinking about that the other day. And then when I watched your show, when you were doing the same thing, when you're on the course and they're filming you in your matches or whatever, you do that same shit, you putt it like that, head stay still as motherfucker, and then look like way after you putt it. What's the thought? What's that?
For me, I just don't want anything to move other than my shoulders. So if my head moves trying to see where the ball goes, like even with my shot, like when I was shooting basketball, I don't look at the ball as it comes off my fingers. I just look at the rim. I see the rim. I see what my target is. I have an imaginary like little ball over the top of the basket that I just try to hit every single time. And if I can see it, if I can see the basket, then for me, I know what I got to do. But if I sit there and look at my arm and look at the ball and try to see where the ball's spinning and all of that, I'll never make it. I just can't. I can't do that. I'm way more depth perception than actual like feel and flow on that. So for golf, it's like for me, if I keep my head still and the ball just goes, it's gonna hit I got to trust that I'm gonna hit my line, and then I look after the ball gets out of my eyesight.
Yeah, you wait a while. It's unique.
Yeah. And it's funny because I have lessons with Faxon. He told me like, no, pick your head up, look, like follow like after you make contact, follow the ball. I'm like, man, it just doesn't feel comfortable with me. And this dude is one of the greatest putters ever. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah, he's
I'm
making
the total opposite, bro.
He's making 6-foot putts and he fucking putt it like that, hold his head down, and then the ball goes in the hole. And then he look, it's already in.
Yeah, I'm opposite. I'm like Kevin Na,
like,
bro.
So many times I hear the ball more than I see it going.
Yeah, all your short putts got to be like that.
I stopped doing that though. I stopped walking to the putts.
Yeah,
I stopped because people start talking shit. They were talking a lot of shit. And I didn't even know who the fuck Kevin Na was. And he's Korean, or I was terrible, right? Like, I stopped doing it because Ron was giving me shit about it.
That's a good one when somebody says, "Is that putt good?" Kevin, nah. It ain't bad. It's not. Kevin, nah.
Oh,
You don't putt that one.
This episode today is sponsored by Long Drink, the Finnish Long Drink. Long Drink is a big supporter of ours and a big supporter of the game of golf. And damn, is it delicious. Find it near you at longdrink.com.
So we have Luke on the show today. Luke has been working for Malbon for a few years. He works in the kind of styling side of things to help for all of our production and content shoots. He does all of the gift packages and seating when they get mailed to all of our friends. And he also is in charge.
Thank you, Luke. Appreciate you, man.
That's right.
A lot of thanks around for that. He also
gotta keep all the homies dripped.
He runs our golf tournaments, so the Bucket Club tournament. So obviously you met him at what, Roosevelt? JR met him at Miami. Is that right?
No.
Art Bass?
It was the first time.
First time was what, Oregon, right?
Oh, in Bandon.
That's right. Yeah, you came out to Bandon Dunes. Crazy.
It was nuts.
Crazy
Bandon
trip out there.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild to be able to go to those places like Bandon, and we're about to do Pinehurst, but to be able to get like 48, 68 people or whatever, and Luke sets all that up with the directors of golf, et cetera. But like Bandon's a hard tee time to get, and Torrey Pines is a hard tee time to get. But when you can get, 40, 50 of us to go show up and tee off back to back all the way through and stay like at Bandon, everybody stayed in the lodges and all that. And I was stuck in Evian, so thank you for holding that down.
Hey, we had a good time.
When we walked in, we had the drip laid out. Appreciate that, my boy.
Yeah.
I mean, dog, it was raining at Torrey for that tournament. I'm sitting there like, dog, I'm still new to this shit, man. Like, Luke, like, assisting me with everything, you know. Plus, I'm playing with 3 dudes I never met before in my life. Like, it was cool, man. It was. I needed.
dude,
You helped me a lot that day.
I appreciate
I remember
it. It's a
you
blast,
were,
man.
he was hitting me and he's like, yo, it's fucking raining. And you're going to cancel the tournament, right? I'm like, nah, dude, you don't cancel tournaments in the rain. That's just more fun.
That's right. Yeah, dude, it's a blast. It's so much fun getting out there, and you know, with the golf club we got a lot of guys that are coming in and they've been golfing for forever and they love getting out to these events. And then, you know, over the last year and a half, we have so many people that are coming out that, you know, similar to Ben, that are like, you know, newer to golf and are just getting into it and just getting hooked and like love the game. And so having those people mix, it's a blast, dude. It's so much fun. It's, you know, all the kind of core members have taken a lot of the new guys under their wing, and like they're out golfing, you know, just like on their own a bunch, doing golf trips and everything. It's super cool to see. So it's a lot of fun to be able to kind of make all that happen and be a part of it with you guys.
You got a good job.
That's right.
Man.
You know, you can't complain when you're just getting trips out to Bandon, rolling out to Pinehurst in a month. So it's not too bad. It could be worse.
Yeah. I just need to be on the invite list, man. Like, just send me an email blast or something, smoke signals or something, because I can't be missing too many now.
He
Yes,
missed
sir.
Jersey. He missed Jersey last week.
And I'm from
He's
Jersey.
right there.
Like, come on, bro.
I got you. I got you the full schedule.
My dog.
So, Luke, how did you meet Steven?
So I met Steven. So I moved out to LA. I was working with a few different brands, doing just like fashion design and stuff for some brands around here. And then COVID hit. The brand I was working with, we were like starting a brand here in LA, and like COVID hit about a month and a half in. All our investors backed out, so everything kind of caved. And so I hit up a few brands, and Malbon was like one of the first ones I hit up. I had been following Steven and the brand page for a while on Instagram, and so I just hit him up, hit Steven and Bryant up, and started chatting with them. I was up in like Wyoming or something, and just like jumped on the phone with Steven, talked to him for like 2 hours, just chatting about like golf and the brand and all that kind of stuff. And so talked to him for a bit, and then that's kind of when I came on with the team and started jumping in and running all these tournaments. So that was about almost about 3 years ago now.
And I saw on his resume he worked at American Rag. So then I
right.
called Mark Wirtz.
Oh, Mark.
And I said, Mark, there's this dude, Luke, used to work for you. He said, oh, yeah, he's a good worker, and he thinks he's good at golf. And I said, oh, shit, let me talk to this guy. So that was like the vouch, like Mark vouched. So Luke's been here for a minute, and at the tournaments we started off, like ages ago, we started off doing, you know, we do like Friday golf. There'd be like 12 of us. And then now, fast forward, we have like, you know, you saw Art Basel when we did the shit in Miami.
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
hundreds of people and just chaos.
Phoenix, too.
That's right.
Yeah, JR, you played in a bunch of them. Bannon.
Yeah, I'm three? I got 3 under my belt.
And I try to get both of y'all out to Pinehurst
Yeah,
Yeah, for
end
sure.
of the
Coming.
month.
I'm coming. Where are you from, Luke?
I'm originally from Texas.
part?
Grew up around the Dallas area, North
Okay.
Dallas. Most of my family's
Okay,
still back there.
214.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I see you.
So,
How long you been
So
playing
you-
golf for?
I was going to ask you that. Go ahead.
yeah, I've been. I started a little late, like compared to most people, but I jumped in. My first job I ever had was at Stonebriar Country Club in Frisco, Texas, and so I was working there. And they have 2 crazy courses there. They have a Fazio course and a die course there. And I was like, I get free golf at these courses. I might as well like try it out and see how it goes. You know, see if I like it. So I started playing a bit out there, and I loved it, dude. I mean, I was, 2 rounds in, I remember I was hooked. So I like started playing a bunch. I'd work an opening shift, be there, 5 a.m., work till noon, and then just have a change of clothes in the car, grab my sticks, and just. In Texas at a country club back then, it's like 104 degrees outside in the summer. There's nobody on the course, so you go just change clothes and then just run the course all afternoon. So that's what I was doing for a few years, and then kind of like I graduated high school, I played competitive golf my last 2 years of high school. And then right as I was graduating high school, I was like, you know what? Like, I think I could have a shot if I really wanted to try to play in college. So started hitting up a bunch of coaches like right as I was graduating, and then played through college before I moved out here. So
That's
It's been
dope.
a blast, dude. It's been a trip.
shit.
Yeah.
Is it
all
tr-
over the place.
Is it true that you used to jump trains?
Yeah, I did. Actually, right before I started with Malbon, that was the trip I was on when I first talked with Steven. Me and a couple of my real good friends, we all three of us had lost our jobs during COVID, so we kind of just like planned this little trip. We hopped all three of us packed up and hopped a freight train out of LA and took it all the way up north, just like hopping trains and stuff, all the way up north through like Oregon, Washington, over to Montana, and just like hopping freight trains. And then like we got caught by the cops like 4 or 5 times, kicked off. A couple of times it was like 3 a.m. We're in the middle of nowhere and we're getting like pulled off the train by sheriffs and stuff. And we're just like having to walk for miles and miles and then like hitchhiking and all this stuff. But it was crazy. It was a blast.
For what? Just for the fuck of it?
Just for the fun of it. And then my homie,
Like a hobo, man.
Yeah,
like they
straight
were
up.
hoboing.
Silver Street
Yeah.
on Midnight Run shit.
Yeah.
This is
That's
crazy.
wild.
but my homie Sam Fisher, he's a legend. He's so talented. But he brought a couple like Super 8 cameras with him, and just shot a bunch of film the whole time we were doing the trip, and put together him and a couple of my other friends, Cooper and Dennis, worked on it. And so we put out we made a little short film about the trip called No Signal. So definitely go check that out. It's dope. But it was a blast, dude. It was a blast. It was like one of those things that like it wouldn't have been able to happen any other time, but just with like all three of us during COVID and everything, it was like the perfect time to make it happen. So yeah, it was sick. It was a crazy experience, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Luke.
Yeah.
Interesting guy, right? Take a backpack and just walk up to freight trains, and just break into one, get up on it, and just sit there and find out when it stops. And when it stops, get out and see where you are.
Dude, you met honestly, like the coolest part about it is you meet some crazy people doing that. Like we met some crazy people on that trip, but it was so sick. It was a blast.
I regret not going a little crazy on my youth, man. That's like, because you like that's freedom right there for real. Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I love it. It was definitely, that's probably easily one of the coolest things I've ever done. Going to be like one of my favorite memories.
What would you say is the toughest part of your job for Malbon?
Toughest part of my job. I mean, other than dealing with Steven here, it's tough to like to answer that because it's like, you know, there are
I'm
times
sitting
when
here.
it's so exactly.
What'd you say?
I said, because I'm sitting here.
Like, damn, I got to be careful what I say here. No, it's like, obviously with Malbon, it's like such a small team, so it's like everyone wears a lot of hats, so you're doing a lot of stuff, you know. So there's times where it's just like it's so busy, you're doing a bunch of stuff, but at the end of the day, you kind of step back and you're like this past week, I was just like running, I was traveling over all over the place and running some photo shoots and everything, and so it's like you can kind of get overwhelmed, but then you step back and you're like, I'm in Aspen, Colorado, shooting, you know, at this crazy golf course, and it's gorgeous, and so it's like. It's just, you know, with a small team, it's just like, you know, doing everything you can to just like, the brand's been blowing up so much. It's just like, there's a lot to do, you know? You got to stay ahead of everything. There's a lot of other brands that are like pushing us, you know? So it's just like finding that next thing, like always, you know, we can't be content with where we are. And that's where, you know, Steven just does such a great job, is like, this man will never run out of ideas. So just like keeping up with him, you know.
I start texting everybody at like 5:30, and I stop texting at like 10:30 at night. And that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like I don't even know what day it is. Just keep trying to keep.
Yo, when this man
going.
was still on the East Coast, it was nuts. Because I'd be waking up at like 6, 7, and I'd have a missed call and like 18 texts from this man. He's up at 4 o'clock in freaking Virginia. So I'm starting to get texts at like 2 a.m. over here. But
Yeah, he don't sleep very much. Neither do I, but it must be an older age thing. I don't know. I don't really sleep very much either.
Too
man.
excited. I'm too excited to sleep.
that's right. There's better things he could be doing.
So
Yeah, it's a blast.
to answer his question, because you just went all the way around the world and
yeah.
back, but how old were you when you started golfing?
Oh, shit. I was 16. 16 years old.
And how old are you
Yeah.
now?
28.
Damn, I didn't know you. Damn, you a youngin'.
Doesn't feel like that way sometimes, you know? But
Old soul, man.
I mean, Jared's not that. He's just only a few years older than you, man. So you know.
crazy. Jared, how old are you?
37.
Okay. Yeah, dude. It's been nuts. It's like, it feels like, I mean, from when I started and everything, like going through playing at school and coming out here, it's been crazy. I finished up college. I played through college. I finished up, moved out here, and at that point, after playing in school, like I was pretty burnt out. You know, it was like it's a grind, and like, I mean, JR knows, dude. It's like when you're playing, especially when you're playing competitive, playing for school and stuff. It's like you got to put a lot of work in, a lot of time. It's like every day, you know, going through classes and everything, and getting out there and grinding, practicing, and like
Who
playing
you telling,
practice
bro?
rounds.
I sat the bench in college. Think about it, bro. I had a scholarship.
right,
you know how
you
embarrassing
know.
that is? Like,
You know,
and then
yeah.
because I wasn't like good, you know, you don't get the boosters, right? You don't get the perks. It's like I actually had to go to class. You know what I'm saying? I had to just.
But dude, it's a grind. So I came out when I finished school, like moved out here to LA, and I didn't touch a club for like 2 years. I didn't play at all. I was sick of it. I didn't just like, it wasn't something I enjoyed anymore. It kind of turned into a job for me. So I got out here and just, you know, went a different direction. And so then, like, you know, coming on with Malbon, that was kind of what brought me back to it. I'd played maybe like 9 holes in the last 2 years, and then started with Malbon again, and started like, you know, going out and running all these tournaments and playing with these dudes and meeting all the guys that I've met through the club. It's been amazing, because it's like, it's really brought me back to, like, you know, back in high school, like when I first started playing and like enjoying it. It's been a blast. Like that's what I've gotten back to. So I love it now. I love getting out and playing, and even just going out and just like finishing up here, rolling out to the range and just sitting there for an hour, just beating balls. Like it's so much fun. I love it, dude. So that's been the coolest thing. Like working with Mom, and that's been a thing that's kind of like brought me back to that, like enjoying the game again, which has been sick.
Y'all want a good story?
Yeah, man. Hit us with it.
Okay, so we signed Jesper Parnevik, right? So he's wearing our stuff on the Champions Tour. Jesper, who's as cool as they get. So we go meet Jesper, his wife, his daughter, and we're doing a Malbon Golf and Yacht Club photo shoot down in Jupiter. So I found this like yacht fishing boat, yacht type shit. So we're gonna shoot the whole thing on there. We meet in the parking lot, and the night before, Luke and Nico had been up steaming all the gear. They went to Target, they bought the steamer, they got a rack, all this shit. So we got to shoot the boat. So then we're going from the car to the boat. And so they got the rack, all the clothes, everything's perfect, you know, and we're on this moving water with boats all over the fucking place, etc. Set the rack up by the side of the boat on the little dock, and Jesper's got the footage. The wind blows. The entire rack, like that one over there, the whole rack is in the fucking water moving down current. So Nico and Luke immediately dive on their bellies and they're fishing the clothes out of the shit, throwing it back. I'm catching it in the air. They're throwing all these wet sweaters and polos and quarter zips and hats and shit. It's drifting down the fucking river. That's the first project he worked on as a styling photo shoot producer, etc. And like I said, Jesper has the footage. So I'll try to get the footage and we could cut the footage in of Luke hitting the belly. He hit the belly and was fishing that shit out. Nico and Luke's face, they looked like they saw a fucking ghost. Like the first day doing the shoot, steamed it till 2 a.m. And then as soon as we pull up 5 minutes before the shoot starts, this shit is swimming down river. A whole
You
collection.
just jumped straight into the water?
No, he hit his belly on the deck and they were laying on the dock, fucking flinging the shit out of the water as fast as he could.
I really thought I was about to have to just straight dive in,
Me
though.
too. I thought you were going in for sure.
Damn, bro.
Jesper was dying.
What did you guys do though? Did you get the shoot done?
Yeah, we rehung everything up and hung it on those fishing boats. You know, they got those long poles that go out to the side of the deep sea fishing boats. So we hung all the shit up in the sun, and it was windy and it just dried it. I was like shaking the sweaters out, and Jesper was just fucking dying laughing at us three buffoons over here with the whole fucking photo shoot in the river. So we really warmed up to Jesper and got a good start, and we've been rocking with him since.
Solid start there.
That was Luke's welcome on boarder.
Luke, where are you finding inspiration in your style for golf? Like in your fits and your clothes and when you're designing or creating?
I mean, honestly, like with especially with golf now, it's like most of the inspiration comes from stuff off the course. There's a lot of people I follow, you know, on Instagram and everything that a lot from New York and everything. A lot of guys like that I follow that are just like, big into fashion and everything. And so a lot of the inspiration comes from that. Like that's one of the cool things about the last few years with golf is that more and more people are like, when I was playing in high school, like that was the thing. You'd play golf and then I would be so embarrassed to like go anywhere afterwards if I couldn't change because you're wearing some, khaki shorts and like some dry fit Under Armour polo or something. And it's like, dog, I don't want to go like meet some friends and go somewhere and like get food wearing this, So it's like finding brands and finding clothes and stuff that you can, that aren't even like golf stuff. And you can go wear them your golf, wearing a bunch of like Stussy and stuff like that on the golf course. And then having like stuff that you can play in golf, like with all the Malbon stuff that you can take off the course and it's still, you're still able to rock it. That's been the coolest thing. So a lot of the inspiration is like not even from golfers or golf brands. It's just like other brands just trying to find stuff that I think is dope that I would be able to rock on the golf course.
How far away do you think we are from seeing like a more trendy pro golfer? Because like obviously everybody still is dressed like more,
Honestly, I don't know how it hasn't happened yet. Like, with the way everything's going, I think in the next few years you're gonna have a young guy come onto the tour and like doesn't have any big sponsors yet, and one of these like new brands, maybe us, is gonna sponsor him and just start throwing him some like crazy fits on the course. But I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I think over the next few years, we're going to get some young kid coming in and just like starting to really wear some crazy stuff on tour, which I'm excited for. Like there's really like, there's not really any golfers out there that wear anything decent out there.
Nah, man, nobody's really drippy. Not like super drippy.
There's like some basic stuff that's like solid, but it's like there's nothing that's like really cool on tour yet.
I mean, think about like I was saying, I forgot what episode it was, but like Payne Stewart, like he was famous for his fits more than anything, right? Yeah. But like, imagine someone pulling up with some knickers. Even someone pulling up like this, just coming like, I think the Champions Tour players dress better than some of the PGA Tour guys.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
You know who I used to like, and it's crazy because even though it's still Nike, but like they used to do like a Nike lab situation. Jason Day used to wear like dope cargo Nike pants and like the what was it? The Air Max ones and stuff like that. Like
the early Jordans he was pushing.
Yeah, like he used to wear the dope, like the more fashionable Nike gear, opposed to like just what Tiger and Rory wears.
I remember even when Rory first came on, like when he was real young and Oakley signed him, he was kind of wearing some cool stuff. And then it's like, I feel like there's a few different brands. Like Nike had some really cool stuff there for a while. And it's like, I feel like a lot of those brands for some reason have kind of gone back to like some more conservative stuff or like the crazy stuff they try to do. Like Nike does.
But if you notice fashion right now on the tour right now, I never really paid attention because it's almost like obvious. It's like, you know it's going to be that. Yeah. But when I actually paid attention to this RBC after the Masters, out of let's say 60 that I paid attention to, everyone has skinny pants on or slim fitted pants, right? And then there was a thing that happened, I don't know when it was, maybe a week or two ago. I was in Hawaii and I watched Ernie Els play. He's definitely wearing some 38s or some 40s. You know what I mean? He's wearing some baggy shit. And Ernie Els looked cool as hell wearing some baggy shit. He wasn't wearing like, no slim stretch, like, so it was like.
None of the joggers for sure.
Hell no, come on. I'm just saying, Ernie. How tall is Ernie Els? Like 6'4", right? 6'5", he's.
I always say they look the best to me. The tour players look the best to me when it's raining because they get to wear the baggy pullover rain suits and all that. Seeing like Hideki at the Masters, he was rocking. What other looks at the Masters? I like the one probably wearing the best looking silhouette kits is the Cashmere Keith.
Oh yeah,
but those
Keith,
proper.
Was that Keith Murray?
No,
good.
Keith Murray's a rapper, bro.
Yeah, Keith Murray.
I know you're talking about though.
Keith Mitchell.
Young Keith Mitchell.
And swag is crazy with the Imperial.
He's so good.
He got it.
I love that.
He's got it. He does the big visor, the proper polo, and then he does the pants with the no belt that are a little high rise, more like.
And he
what
does
you
the
would
classic
wear.
foot joys too.
Yeah, he's got a look. And then I was thinking earlier too, like in I've like the Jordan movie that came out about like the brand history of the Jordan or whatever. So basically, they had to wear white sneakers.
Yeah,
when
couldn't have too
Jordan
much red, they
started,
get
they
fined.
couldn't wear red or whatever the fuck, so they would get fined. So, but MJ was on the Bulls, so they wanted him to wear red shoes, red and black or whatever. And so Nike was like, "We'll just pay the fine." Like $5,000 a game.
Every game.
So every game, Nike just paid the fine, paid the fine, paid the fine. But it's the same situation with the tour, where like there's specific rules on where you can have a logo. Can you have a logo? You know, you can do this, you can do that, but you can't do this and you can't do that. So there's a lot of that stuff. So like in entering that, or going back to what JR said about like there's no one out there really dripping and pushing it. So there's a little bit of it has to do with the regulations that the brands that are dressing the players have to do. Right? So like if you want a big graphic on the back of a polo, like they're not going to let you do that, or they're going to get fined. So it's really like.
But the PGA is different than the NBA, bro. They'll actually not let you play. Do you know what I'm saying? Forget the fine. They'll get past the fine. Like the NBA, you'd be like, oh, you pay the fine, boom. On a PGA, I could see him being like, nah, you're dead.
Yeah, but
maybe.
I feel like even like the Dockers collab you guys did with the pants, like those pants, which are bigger, like baggier, more type of like skateboard like swag. Like I think that would be dope on a tour. Like I don't think that the tour would turn that down, opposed to just everybody wearing 5 pocket pants, khaki, tan, blue, black. Everybody looking the same.
Someone needs to rock some Malbon overalls. You gave me some of the gigantic overall, the blue ones.
Yeah,
Wear those on tour.
my boy Bryce Butler had those on when I seen them.
Yes, sir.
I still got
Bryce
mine in the
is
thing,
the
man.
best. At the Masters, I walked out there first day and walked right out, and there's Bryce with Golden Tate, and then Bryce had that big ass camera with him, you know. So I'm like,
oh my god,
I love seeing Bryce at the Masters with the camera. I'm like, come on, Bryce, light me up. Let me get it. Let me get the photo.
At the Malbon event in Oregon, bro, abandoned. We played a 5.5 hour round because he want to shoot every shot like Tiger Woods, bro.
Yeah, man, he's a fucking
That shit took
He had a
forever.
whole crew out there with him, getting video, photos, all that.
I always
Bryce,
crack
I
up when I
love
see
you,
people
dog,
like
but
that.
don't do that shit again.
Yeah, that shit drive me crazy, man. But hey, Luke, imagine that Steven's not in the room right now. Like I'm being serious, right?
Yeah, good luck.
Me being, you know, I've also owned a few companies, dealt with fashion and stuff, right? Where you are right now is a pretty big like point in your life. Like the next step is like, all right, so what am I doing next, right? I mean, what is your ultimate goal? Is it to try to grow Malbon bigger? Is it to try to start your own brand initially? Maybe collaborate with him and start a sub brand? Like, where do you see like your next? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Damn. I mean, with where we're at right now, like
Shit just
that was
got
one
deep.
thing when I when I first came on with Malbon, like it was something that was like so unexpected. I was like, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I didn't know what it was going to be like. And like with the way the brand's growing, like there's a lot that we can do. There's like so much opportunity, and I've never been in a role that's like allowed this much like creativity and like ways I can, you know, like I took on this new role doing styling, more creative production and stuff. And so it's like, it's exciting being able to be a part of a brand that I can like really like have a lot of freedom with creativity. So it's like, right now, that's my goal. Just like do whatever I can to kind of push the boundaries of what we're doing with the creative side of it. And just like in a space with golf where there's not a lot of brands that are like doing that much crazy shit. So it's like, I can like have a spot where I can like really push stuff to where like no one's really ever done that before. Cause like growing up, moving here to LA, you know, the overall goal is like down the road, I'd love to have my own brand or, you know, be a creative director for something. Cause I just like, at the end of the day, I just want to be able to make stuff, to be able to like put stuff out, put my name on something, make it, release it, give it to homies, whatever it is, you know, clothes, ashtrays, whatever, you know, just random shit. Anything I think is cool. That's like at the end of the day, that's the goal. But with Malbon, it's like a perfect spot because right now that's kind of where I'm at. It's like I have a lot of freedom to be able to push stuff creatively and like, you know, just like implement any ideas I have, you know. It's that's one of the things I love most about the brand is like any idea I have, I take it to Steve, and he's like, "Run it, let's go!" Like I love it.
Beautiful.
So, yeah,
You're valued, bro. That's good.
yeah.
Last week he went from Jersey doing the tournament. Florida, we shot the golf and tackle collection. Then flew to Aspen, shot the golf and ski collection, and then flew here and is here today helping with this whole production and all of that. So it beats work. I think that's one for the books. Thanks for coming, Luke. JR,
Yeah, man,
thank
it was
you.
nice to get someone completely out of the spectrum of who we'd have on the show, man.
Yeah.
But you're important, and I hope that didn't get you in trouble. Just want, what I'm saying, follow your dreams, what I'm saying? I think that he would help you with whatever you want to do, but
Absolutely.
thank you for coming on, Luke.
I appreciate you guys having
my
me.
dog.
It's
Can't
always a
wait to
blessing
see
be,
you out there, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I'll catch you at Pinehurst next month.
Oh, for sure.
That's it. Part 3 podcast. It's a wrap. We'll see you next week with some more fun loving gang. See you then.
This episode today is sponsored by Long Drink, the Finnish long drink. Long Drink is a big supporter of ours and a big supporter of the game of golf. And damn, is it delicious. Find it near you at longdrink.com.